Newsmax Prime continuing on this Monday evening, and so does Wall Street's wild ride. Take a look at the numbers, all the arrows pointing downward. The Dow down another 200 plus points, and take a look at oil. Almost, over a 7% change in the price, down $2.38 to close at just under $30 a barrel. Let's talk about our economy, which seems to be over a barrel. And to do so, let's welcome in the CEO of Euro-Pacific Capital, Peter Schiff, who is Skyping in from Puerto Rico, far from the East Coast snow. And Peter, let me start with a question. One of my viewers, one of my friends, called in from Las Vegas saying, look, we hear that prices go up when energy costs go up. And now when energy prices are going down, doesn't seem like a lot of consumer prices are going down, save what's going on, of course, at the pump. And we're hearing Wall Street, it just wrecks Wall Street. Can you explain the connection?
Well, there actually is no causal connection between lower oil prices and the problems we're having on Wall Street. I mean, certainly for a subsector of the market, lower oil prices would be a problem for oil stocks. But they would be a bonanza for the companies that use oil. I mean, the Dow Transports is now down better than 30%, but transportation stocks, trucking companies, airlines, they need cheap oil. They buy it. That's one of their costs. So Wall Street is just trying to blame the carnage in the stock market on the falling oil price, but that's not really why stocks are going down. The reality is that oil prices and stocks are both going down for the same reason. And it's because the Federal Reserve is threatening to raise interest rates and the dollar has moved higher and stocks and oil prices are adjusting down to reflect the higher interest rates and stronger dollar that everybody thinks is coming. But I think they're wrong because I think the U.S. economy has already re-entered recession. I think the current recession that we're in is going to be worse than the one that we left in 2009. And I think the Fed is going to be back to its old tricks with 0% interest rates and another round of quantitative easing. And I think that is going to reverse the declines that we see in oil. But I don't think it's going to do much for the stock market.
You offer a very sobering assessment, Peter, but it stands in stark contrast to a new Gallup poll, which indicates that Americans on the whole are optimistic about their finances. What do you think is behind that assessment of the poll? Do people just don't understand what's going on?
Well, I'd like to actually see the questions that were asked in that poll, because most of the information that I see shows that people are very frustrated. I mean, why do you think Donald Trump is so popular, or Bernie Sanders? People are not happy. They're looking for a change because circumstances, are deteriorating. I mean, you have so many Americans who are now forced to work 2 or 3 jobs. They'd rather have one good job, but they lost that. So now they're struggling to hobble a living together with these part-time jobs. Many of them are doing it from their parents' basements because they can't afford to move out on their own. They got all kinds of debt. So I think the economy is very weak, and I doubt that many people are optimistic. So I would question that poll.
Fair enough. About a minute remains. Got to find out, since you're joining us from Puerto Rico, we hear all about Puerto Rico's default. What does it mean to American taxpayers? Well,
probably doesn't mean that much unless you happen to own Puerto Rican bonds, which some Americans do. But, if anything, this is a harbinger of things to come, because Puerto Rico is just a microcosm of the United States. In fact, on a debt to GDP basis, America is more indebted than is Puerto Rico. So this is a glimpse into America's future. The main difference is the Federal Reserve prints money and Puerto Rico can't. And so their day of reckoning is already here and ours is still yet to come. But I do believe it is coming. And in the meantime, we're simply digging ourselves into a deeper hole.
Fair enough. Peter Schiff, tonight from Puerto Rico. Peter, as always, we appreciate your time.